Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol IZEA. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several weeks worth of time, it's actually just the past few days broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like through this time frame. I think that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis several times in the past, although it's been a few days since the last update. So that's where these green and red line annotations are coming from. But definitely some updates here need to be made as far as, the last time I did, an analysis on it. First thing I'm going to do is just some house cleaning and get rid of these lines here. Sure, they still pertain to the chart. They're just not relevant. And from a presentation standpoint, I don't want to risk causing clutter and confusion by having lines all over the place. So we'll just try to keep this as clean as possible. First update, though, that needs to be made comes from a foundational principle in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So $6.15 right around that area was an area of resistance. And, that would now be considered an area of support. Although I'm going to modify this a little bit because the purple line here has now crossed up above it, which I'll get to in a second. But what I'm going to do with this is just actually bring this support level down to right here at $5.50. If you go back through the history of the chart, you can see that on multiple occasions, the bears try to press down through that area, and the bulls did great job every single time of holding strong. So 550 is what I'm going to, kind of use as that level of support. But, circling back to the purple line, ideally speaking, what's going to make this chart look the absolute best now going forward? Definitely if the price can stay up above the purple line. That's going to be a huge sign of power. Now, again, if the price falls below it, is the entire chart ruined? No, absolutely not. And that's why I wanted to talk about this green line, because let's say this happens. I'm not saying it will, but breaks below the purple line, comes down here, and then behaves in this manner. What would you still have in this situation? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have that set of lows right there. You'd have that set of lows right there, and the previous one down there. If you picture each one of these as stair steps, then you can see the stair steps are still going in the upwards direction. So, yeah, staying up above that purple line would be the biggest sign of power for the bulls, but you still have 550, which so far has done a great job of holding strong as support. As far as levels of resistance, not going to touch on those because, in my opinion, at least early next week, top priority, in my opinion, is not breaking levels of resistance. Top priority is just going through a healthy consolidation, building a higher base, and then letting the long-term chart continue to take care of itself, which it's been doing, since basically $1.50. So as long as the price builds those higher lows, as you've seen, the trend will remain intact and, probably just grow that much stronger as more and more people get interested. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.